Sup, everybody? Got another reaction. Elon Musk. I think I said it right. Musk. Elon Musk. I guess he had a one-on-one to a journalist, and everybody's talking about it. So I'm just gonna react. Now, I'm not really sure what it's all about, but I guess that one of them was lying, and he just blasted them. They said so. Let's watch it. Yeah. Okay, man. Y'all ready? And go.
Well, you don't like to say things you don't like. Otherwise, it's irrelevant. And if at the point at which you lose free speech, it doesn't come back.
I think the issue some people have is that a lot of people were brought back. I mean, some people were brought back who were previously banned for spreading things like QAnon conspiracies. You have people like Andrew Tate who were brought back, who were previously banned for things like hate speech. Do you think you prioritize freedom of speech over misinformation and hate speech?
Well, you know, who's to say that something is misinformation? Who's the arbiter of that? Is it the BBC?
And you're literally asking me?
Yes.
Well, no, you are the arbiter on Twitter, because you own Twitter.
Yes, I'm saying who is to say?
See, so he wants to get the whole information, what he got it from. All right, so
That one person's misinformation is another person's information. At the point at which you say that there is this is misinformation, like who is going to decide that?
You accept that misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause real-world harms, that it can potentially cause...
Yes, so the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has, at times, published things that are false. Do you agree that that has occurred?
I'm quite sure the BBC have said things before that turn out to not be true.
Correct.
In its, whatever it is, 100-year history, I'm quite sure.
Yes. Even if you aspire to be accurate, there are times when you will not be.
We've spoken to people very recently who were involved in moderation, and they just say...
I'm just thinking real quick, but there.
There's not enough people to police this stuff, particularly around hate speech in the company.
What hate speech are you talking about? I mean, you use Twitter,
right?
Yeah, I mean that's what we are trying to just. What he's talking, you know, because hate speech and going on that. Twitter. Okay.
Do you see a rise in hate speech?
I mean,
just a personal anecdote.
Yeah, because everybody always talks in that all the time, man. I mean, you could say anything right there, and you know, you see like Donald Trump, he get banned, and other people get banned for little things like that, but other people could say some crazy stuff too, and they're still on it.
What do you? I don't.
Personally, for you, I would see I get more of that kind of content. Yeah, personally, but I'm not going to talk to the rest of for the rest of Twitter.
So you see more hate speech personally?
I would say I would see more hateful content in that.
Content you don't like or hateful? What do you mean to describe a hateful thing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No,
is that what you're saying?
I'm not.
Yeah, you should have you could say whatever you want, you know. And if you are very sensitive, then damn, you know. I mean, like somebody could say something to me, and what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get all freaking crybaby or something. Oh my goodness, come on, oh man, take them off my stuff. Oh man, don't be a little sissy. What the freaking
anything. I'm saying.
Well, I'm just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content, and I'm asking for specific examples. And you just said that if something is slightly sexist, that's hateful content. Does that mean that it should be banned?
Well, you've asked me whether my feed, whether it's got less or more. I'd say it's got slightly more.
That's why I'm asking for examples.
Yeah.
Right. Can you name one example?
I honestly don't need.
See, then why you talking about it, man?
Honestly,
you can't name a single example.
I'll tell you what,
I know.
I don't actually use that feed.
So trying to say all the kind of stuff about hate speech and all that kind of stuff, but he can't have example. What the heck? Sure. It's like someone's gonna teach me about something, but you don't have any experience about it. Doing this is ridiculous, man.
For you feed anymore because I just don't particularly like it.
But you
And
said
actually,
you-
a lot of people are questioning.
he's nervous. He's nervous.
Well, hang on a second. You said you've seen more hateful content, but you can't name a single example, not even one.
That's how people are in this new year, man. People don't have all the information and they just want to blame, cry, or get mad. And these people don't have the whole information. It's crazy, dude.
I'm not sure I've used that feed for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and
Well, then how did you see the hateful content?
Because I've been using Twitter since you've taken it over for the last 6 months.
Okay, so then you must have at some point seen for you hateful content.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
for
asking
real.
one example.
Right.
And you can't give a single one.
And I'm saying
Then I say,
Saying
sir, that
one,
you don't know
one.
what you're talking about.
really.
Yes, because you can't give me a single example of hateful content, not even one tweet. And yet you claimed
Yeah.
the hateful content was high.
Well,
That's a false.
no. What I can
was it what's his name from the cartoon, dude? Not Bugs Bunny, freaking Porky Pig. That's all, folks.
You just lied.
What I claim was there are many organizations that say
man.
that kind of
He's probably thinking like, man, why did I talk like that? I'm tripping.
information is on the rise. Now,
he has to go with it.
whether it has on my
Give me
feed
one
or
example.
not.
Yeah, one.
Right, and
Literally,
if you
one.
look at something
Name
like the Strategic Dialogue Institute in the UK, they will say that. So
Look, people will say all sorts of nonsense. I'm literally asking for a
Right.
single example, and you can't name one.
right, and as I already said, I don't use that feed. But
then how would you know that
I
you-
don't
Yeah,
think this
just
is
making
getting
You
anywhere.
literally
rumors and
said
stuff.
you experienced more hateful content, and then couldn't name a single example.
Right, and as I said,
That's absurd.
I haven't actually looked at that feed.
Then how
say,
would you
for a
know this
few
hateful
weeks.
content?
Because I'm
Yeah,
saying
you just said that you've been watching about it for like 5 months, and then you're saying that you don't have it. Dude, bro, you lying. This dude lying.
that's what I saw a few weeks ago. I can't give you an exact example. Let's move on. We only have a certain amount of time. Well, COVID misinformation. You
Amazing.
You changed the COVID misinformation
Has
rules.
BBC changed its COVID misinformation?
The BBC does not set the rules on Twitter, so I'm asking you.
No, I'm talking about the BBC's misinformation about COVID.
I'm literally asking you about, you changed the labels, the COVID misinformation labels. There used to be a policy, it then disappeared. Why do that?
Well, COVID is no longer an issue. Does the BBC hold itself at all responsible for misinformation regarding masking and side effects of vaccinations? And not reporting on that at all? And what about the fact that the BBC was put under pressure by the British government to change its editorial policy? Are you aware of that?
This is not an interview about the BBC.
Oh, you thought it wasn't?
I see now why you've done Twitter Spaces. I am not a representative of the BBC's editorial policy. I want to make that clear. Let's talk about something else. If you want to
I'm
talk about the
interviewing you
BBC,
too.
all right. Let's talk about something else.
You weren't expecting that.
Damn, man, he got cooked so bad. Man, I hate when people do that, man. They just say, oh, I know this and this and this. And you say, okay, show me one thing. That's like, to me, man. I mean, one thing I would say when it comes into example, when I would say, my brain dream and everything. When I was like 2015, talk about Donald Trump, I was 2 years after my brain injury when he was going for it, and I didn't understand the whole thing because I was barely trying to know how to read and write, and I couldn't. So I was just getting the information from CNN and all those stuff right there, and they used to always push all that kind of stuff that he's racist. So I used to push it too. I'm like, man, he's racist. Then after when he was the president, I started thinking like, okay, I remember before my injury and all the shows he had and everything else, how is he racist? I mean, this is my example right there. And I started thinking like, man, how I don't really remember anything freaking like 2000s to me. There's like the 90s 2000s and all that kind of stuff until when he's trying to be the president. And then when he's the president. And then when I ask people, I'm like, hey, how is he racist? People get very emotional. They never give one example. I'm talking about everybody. I asked multiple people, man. I'm talking about multiple people. You know, one person, I went to a barbecue and he just came and said, F Donald Trump. He's racist. And I just said, how was he racist? That's it. And he just said, oh, you're one of those kind of people, huh? Like, what do you mean, those people? I'm just asking how. I want to know how he's racist. I want to ask a question. How is he racist? Can you answer it? You know, like, how? Dude, I didn't get one example or anything, facts or anything that he was racist. And I'm just like, dude. And that's how everybody's like that. Like him with that reporter right there. He's just trying to push something right there, but he don't have no information or no anything, no facts. He's just trying to push something. So that's how people are now. They don't have anything. What the hell they're talking about? And that is ridiculous. I mean, when I used to do speech and debate, you have to get the informations and the facts and everything on both sides. So when you debate, you're ready, because one day you might have to get that side and the other side. It's like high school stuff. So that's why, to me, when I getting all the stuff to have a conversation, I want to know both sides, and then I'm gonna have my opinion. I can't just go to one side and say, oh, just because they say that, it's like, okay, hold up, I want to see the information to see both sides. And look at, man, that dude got cooked so bad, man. Hey, man. He just cooked him bad, man. So, alright, man. Tell me what y'all think about this, man. Alright. Do you think I should watch the whole interview? Or is there anything more about it inside this one-on-one, this live, and this right here on this interview, or what? And if not, just tell me what you think about it. If people just assume stuff, or do you think that maybe he was wrong or he was right or whatever? I just like to hear that kind of stuff. I mean, if you do, like, I'll be honest though, I've been seeing more people do comments and stuff. If you say something that doesn't make no damn sense, I'm not gonna even reply you, because that's kind of ridiculous. I'm cool. I don't want to talk about some negative stuff or some bullshit energy and stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff. I mean, if you have a disagreement, yeah, we can text and stuff or comment right there, but don't come over there and just trying to just push somebody like that. That's just I'm just like, oh, F this. I'm not gonna listen to that stuff. But yeah, man, like and subscribe, please. Like.